Reach was a game that divided this community. Now there are some things that Reach does so damn well, and there's also things that Reach didn't do very well. Whether directly or indirectly, it has led to the decline of Halo, and that's commonly agreed upon in this community. But you're going to want an explanation to why this led to the downfall of Halo. Now, before you go getting mad at me, let me clarify what I really mean here. I don't think it's Reach's game state itself that led to the downfall of Halo. It's not Sprint and these abilities in general that led to the downfall either. They are definitely part of it. They are a large part of it, but not the main reason. It was the new developers taking the ideas that Reach, which was Bungie's last title and a spin-off Halo game, presented to the world, and thinking that these changes were the definitive way of playing Halo, instead of just being Bungie's last experiment after perfecting their Halo formula in Halo 3 with the Halo franchise. Bungie made Reach as a love letter to Halo fans. Everything they ever wanted to try and make in a Halo title, they did in Reach. It was their last venture of creative freedom in a Halo game, so they decided to break all the rules, break the golden Halo triangle, and experiment. They had abilities, a campaign with more Spartans, better rendered environments, out-of-the-box and multiplayer-centered firefight, campaign searching, massive matchmaking, community-featured maps, Forge World, I could go on. I think Forge World is probably the most impressive part about Reach. I'm not a fan of the grey appearance of the game's Forge maps, but my god, the difference between going from the map editor version of Forge in Halo 3 to the massive canvas of an open world Forge in Reach cannot be understated. And it's obviously epic. And this is one of the most important features I think that could be implemented into a video game, and was implemented into a video game ever. And I think that Halo 5 is doing well implementing a custom browser, but these kind of features need to be in every single Halo game alongside a great Forge in future. It really just complements each other. Now, at this stage, I think a lot of you guys will have played Reach. In fact, I know a lot of the people subbed to me that will find this video got their starts to Halo with Reach. And although my old opinions used to be, you never played Halo 2 or 3 in their prime? Seriously, you Reach kid? I have had those kind of snobbish opinions. I've grown up and seen the need to take a step back and assess the Halo experience that they got from Reach in its entirety compared to the experience that I got while I was younger. So, in my opinion, Reach, for all intents and purposes, feels like Halo with a different flavour to it. It's like strawberry milk. It's not as good as chocolate milk, i.e. Halo 2 and 3, but it's still pretty damn good. Well, compared to the experience we got with Halo Duty 4 and Halo 5 Money or Nothing, i.e. lactose-free and vegan chocolate milk, which are drastically changed and niche products that don't appeal to populations in their masses. Now, for something important that Reach to this day does excellently, it has content. Glorious, glorious content. Never before or since have we had so much diversity in a Halo title. Not only that, but Reach represents a concrete example of how each Halo game should respect its different player bases. What do I mean by this? What do you mean, Roni? Well, you have vanilla playlists for those who like Bloom DMRs and the gameplay Bungie intended for us. So you play things like Team Slayer, Doubles, Snipers and Invasion. Then you have the title updated playlists, which to me seem much better than the Bloom playlist due to the consistent precision weapons. But not only that, but the playlists available in the title updated section have multi-team and big team battle, which are diverse in their map selection and game types and provide really fresh experiences for players. In fact, you know what? Reach, a game from 2010, can provide more diversity in its experiences than Halo 4 and 5 can. And it's certainly about 100 times more stable and consistent, even with the armor abilities while playing, than MCC. Lastly, we had community playlists that Bungie knew had to be there to keep fans happy. We had the MLG playlist that eventually went from having Sprint as a base ability to a non-Sprint game type with older Forge maps from Halo 2 and 3 making their way into the fold. To me, this playlist represents the classic competitive community putting their feet down and saying that armor abilities work as a casual game component, but not as a base ability for every player in competitive Halo, something I wish Halo 5 and the newer Halo games would realise. Not only this, but we had Griftball, Infection and Anniversary playlists to keep us busy in Reach. They tried to attract every single different audience of the Halo community, and they did well. Content-wise and choice-wise, Halo has never been better. Diverse experiences that attracted in and has subsequently kept a large chunk of players. For a 360 game right now to still have about 10,000 people playing each day, now that the population counters have been fixed by the way, daily is a great thing. And it's proof that a 7-year-old title can stand on its own 2 feet, even if its devs and in-game content is completely over anymore. Like, Bungie aren't supporting this game anymore, 343 aren't going to support this game anymore, yet the game is still doing pretty well. Why? Because of all these features. It was content rich. Every feature was for the benefit of the community first and the developers second. And honestly, I don't think it's entirely been that way with 343 since 343 have taken over the Halo franchise. Now, one of the main problems I think people have with Halo 5 itself is armor customization. And I can't tell you how long, by the way, it took me back last year to max out my armor before the next content update. It was a relentless grind for items that I didn't really care about. But when you compare the rec system to the credit system in Reach, there's a clear winner in the credit system. You could buy what you wanted when you wanted, and the only luck involved was in matchmaking against who you versed. So Halo 5 has taken the franchise down a revenue route that I find unsettling. Microtransactions in general in video games worry me. What happened to good old-fashioned DLC that includes lots of content? I would rather pay for production quality than get free remixes of maps and a few extra crazy cosmetic skins for my weapons per month. Also, at least Reach has challenges, both daily and weekly, to allow for higher earning rates of credits. It's a far cry away from the rec pack deals paid for with real money in Halo 5. Also, the progression system in Reach is also really good. By the way, I see a lot of people call it a ranking system, which it isn't. A max rank inheritor can play poorly despite this title they've acquired. Reach displayed how much a person played, not how skilled they were. Now, most of the time, if somebody was an inheritor, it did go hand in hand with skill. But we're better specifying this right away. Either way, I do think it was a good progression ranking system that breathed a lot of longevity into that game. Halo 3, in my opinion, has the best ranking system via the addictive 1 to 50 true skill system, the best progression system via military ranks tied to your level, and playlist progression tied to the amount of time spent in a game mode. Some kind of hybrid system maybe between Reach and Halo 3 could be made. I'd say it'd be the best Halo would ever see. The newer games, Halo 5 and especially Halo 4, had boring progression systems. It's a number you're grinding for that in no way annotates skill. Grinding a number only works for skill leveling, not for overall playtime leveling. The case in point, what's more exciting, by the way, guys, in regards to just a cosmetic level? Going from level 151 to 152 in Halo 5, or 129 to 130 in Halo 4, or going from a Reclaimer in Reach to an Inheritor. For a sole progression system implemented across the board in Halo titles, Reach wins hands down. This worries me as it again annotates another example of how things were better in the past Halos. Now let me just ramble a little bit about potential here. When you look at Halo 3, it's clear that Halo hit its potential for ranked matchmaking and competitive FPF status. However, although its progression systems were great if not the best in the series, the social side could have been better. At the time it was great, but compare the options the player has in H3 to Reach and you can see the effort Bungie put into Reach's social side. Reach didn't fulfill its ranked potential unlike Halo 3 did and was met with mixed feelings. It began remedying the damage during its life cycle, but an irreparable effect was dealt to competitive Halo. However, Reach fully realised the potential previous Halo titles couldn't for social Halo gaming via its options and content, which has actually led to a deep-seated love of Reach in lots of players. Halo 3's consistency can't touch Reach's diversity and a scale of content and the ease of access it made for creating new experiences. Part of this, I believe, is the voting system. Reach had 3 options for game types and map selections, or an option to revote for 3 new maps and game types. Halo 3 had a veto system. If you don't like this map, then push X, and a random one will be picked. People preferred Reach, and I can see why. Kudos to Bungie, by the way, who realised the limitations of their veto system in Halo 3 and made it 100 times better in Reach. In Halo 5, I will say this, to this day, that removing a veto or selection system has done the game damage. People want more options in this sense, and a choice for how they spend their time. Time is precious, 343. My main point in this commentary about Reach is not to put it on a pedestal, but it deserves a shit ton of recognition for what it did. Rarely, even to this day, do we find a game so accessible and feature-rich. It has flaws for sure, but the amount of flaws it has is severely outweighed by the experiences it offers players and the replayability that was there from launch and continues to this day. So in short, was Reach good? Yep, Reach was good. In fact, it was very, very good. In fact, I firmly believe that a game with the best of the systems of both Halo 3 and Halo Reach combined is the Halo game we've all been looking for. Don't you agree? So go out there, play some Reach, experience that last great Halo game, and enjoy yourselves. Thanks for stopping by.